Hi, welcome to another video tutorial. My name is Josh and today we are going to learn simple ways on how to use one of the most confusing punctuation marks, the comma. Now this can be very useful for you to be effective writers in the future, but this isn't just for professional writers out there. This is also for those who would like their readers to understand them much better. Many professions nowadays are required to have good writing skills in their jobs. And many people turn to social media to express themselves, but they can't seem to use their commas well in their sentences. And some of you might be wondering, how does knowing how to use punctuation marks have anything to do with having good communication skills? Well, if you'd like to know more, stay tuned.
I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
Hi guys, as mentioned, today we are going to talk about the comma. Now some of you might say, Josh, that's easy. It's for separating words and phrases in sentences such as, I love apples, bananas, and oranges. Yes, that's true, but there are other ways on how to use the comma, which most people don't notice. But today, I'll only be talking about the three most common uses that most people miss about commas as compressed as I can. So let's begin. I named our first rule as close contact comma because we use this comma before a conjunction to connect two independent clauses. An independent clause is a clause with a subject and a verb which can stand on its own. And conjunctions are words like for, and, nor, but, or yet. You can easily remember these conjunctions by just memorizing this mnemonic, fanboy. We add commas here when you'd like to make longer sentences as opposed to having many short ones that may sound a little too monotonous. For example, some face masks are thick, but they are not effective against the coronavirus. What are the independent clauses? Some face masks are thick, and they are not effective against the coronavirus are the independent clauses here because they have a subject, a verb, and have complete meaning. What is the conjunction? But is the conjunction. So where do you put the comma? Right here. Right after the independent clause and before the conjunction. Kung naririnig nyo noon na bawal magdagdag ng comma before conjunctions, well, not in all cases such as this. But what if the sentence is like this? Some face masks are thick but are not effective against the coronavirus. Are not effective against the coronavirus is not an independent clause because it has no subject and it has no complete meaning. So hindi na tayo maglalagay ng comma dito. So that was our first rule, and our second rule is entitled or named social distancing commas because these commas are used to separate unnecessary phrases in a sentence. An unnecessary phrase is unnecessary because even if you remove it, it doesn't affect the main idea of the sentence. Kumbaga, kung hindi ka importante sa buhay niya, maghiwalay na kayo. And for example, the woman who is smart washes her hands regularly. Which is the unnecessary phrase? who is smart is not really necessary for this sentence. So what do we do? Yes, we separate this phrase with commas on each end. See? We separated this unimportant phrase. O diba? Social distancing. Even if we remove this phrase, the idea would still be the same. If you can identify the main idea of the sentences, you can effectively understand what you are reading and at the same time, make your readers understand what you're trying to convey as well. Another example. My best friend Sarah danced. What is the unnecessary word or phrase? Right, it's Sarah. And where do we put the commas? Right, we put them here and here. Now about our third rule, I didn't bother making a name for it because it already has its own name called the Oxford comma. Ano ba tong Oxford comma na to? The Oxford comma is a comma added before the conjunction in a list of items. Josh, we don't usually add commas before the conjunction in a list of items. Yes, that is true. Hanggang ngayon po, pinagdedebatehan pa rin kung dapat nga ba talaga gamitin ito o hindi. But, for some sentences, makikita niyong importante siya. Tulad na lang nito. I love my parents, Ivana Alawi, and DJ Lunyo.
Wow!
Is there something wrong about this sentence? Yes, there is. It looks like Ivana Alawi and DJ Lunyo are your parents. Celebrity child ka. But, if we add an Oxford comma here, hindi ka lang loving child. Fans club ka pa. But for common sentences tulad ng I love baking, doing puzzles, and gardening, ay hindi na kinakailangan magdagdag ng quit pa.
So there you have it, guys, some of the most common ways on how to correctly use the comma. So as you can see, napaka-importanting alamin kung paano gamitin ang comma sa tamang paraan dahil pwedeng magbago ang nais natin ipahiwatig kung hindi natin gagamitin ito ng wasto. And so we can improve not only in our writing skills, but in our reading skills as well. I'd like to end with a quote that says, life is a series of commas, not periods. Let's not stop learning, guys. My name's Josh. Thanks for watching and hope to see you in my next video.